4 laws took effect in 4 states inside 7 days. One of them survived by 3 votes. Another passed without a single no.
Plus, the machine at the gas station that only takes money in, and the state that just outlawed it. From amendment, this is the 10th.
Tick, 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 tock, lights on, this is our sound. 10 voices rising, shaking the ground. From the street to the steps where the deals go down. Welcome to the 10th now. The 10th, hey! Turn it up right now. The 10th, yeah! We don't back down. Truth in the beat, fire in the sound. This is the 10th. The 10th. Right now.
It's a little after 9 at night at a gas station just off a state highway. There's a man in his 70s standing at a machine near the beer cooler. It looks almost exactly like an ATM. It isn't one. This one only takes money in. And he's not alone. He's got a phone pressed to his ear and he's been on that call for 2 hours. The voice on the other end has a title: Fraud Investigator. The voices explain that his savings account has been compromised and that the only way to protect the money is to move it right now into what the voice calls a secure federal wallet. So he's standing there feeding it cash, $100 bill at a time, into the slot, watching a code on the screen, and every bill that goes in is gone the second the machine reads it. This is your briefing for Sunday, August 2nd. What state legislatures and Congress actually did this week. I'm one of the hosts of the 10th from Amendment at amendment.app. And this was a week of laws arriving. Not bills introduced, not bills debated, laws switching on. 4 of them in 4 different states inside 7 days. Plus one state that got a bill to the governor's desk with hours left on the clock before it would have died for the year. Start there, with the clock.
Massachusetts. House Bill 5595 changes the standard for abortion at 24 weeks or later. What does the law say now? Right now, after 24 weeks, the procedure is allowed only in a listed set of circumstances: to preserve the life or the physical or mental health of the patient, in the case of a lethal fetal anomaly or diagnosis, or where the fetus wouldn't likely survive outside the uterus. That's the list.
And the bill does what to the list?
Strikes it. In its place, the decision rests on the professional judgment of the licensed physician performing the procedure, in consultation with the patient. So it moves from a set of enumerated circumstances to a judgment call made by a doctor.
And the timing is the other half of this.
The timing may be the bigger half. The Massachusetts House passed it on July 22nd, 119 to 33. Then it sat in the Senate, and Massachusetts ends what it calls formal sessions on July 31st.
Explain what that means, because it sounds procedural and it isn't.
It isn't. After July 31st, any single member can object and stop a bill from moving. So in practice, anything not finished by that date is finished for the year. A Senate committee cleared it for a floor vote on Thursday. The Senate adopted it on Friday, July 31st, the last day it could.
And now it goes to the governor.
It's enrolled and it sits with Governor Maura Healey, who has not signed it yet. So the standard hasn't changed in Massachusetts today. It changes if she signs.
Okay, from a state finishing something at the deadline to a state that already tried the careful version of a law and this week gave up on it.
Which brings us back to the gas station. Minnesota. Senate File 3868 makes it illegal to operate a virtual currency kiosk anywhere in the state. That took effect Saturday, August 1st. Every machine has to be gone by December 31st.
I want to stay on the man at the machine for a second, because I think the machine gets blamed for the wrong thing.
It does. The machine isn't the crime. The crime already happened 2 hours earlier on the phone. By the time he's standing there, he's been walked patiently and in order through a story that answers every doubt he's raised, including the obvious one.
Which is, why would a federal investigator want cash at a gas station?
There's an answer prepared for that. There's an answer prepared for all of them. What the machine actually contributes is one thing, and it's the thing that matters. It's irreversible. A wire transfer can sometimes be recalled. A check can be stopped. Cash into one of these kiosks is a one-way door. The money converts, it moves to a wallet the caller controls, and there is no institution left to call in the morning.
So the state bans the machine.
Eventually. But not first, and this is the part of the story I think is genuinely worth slowing down for. Minnesota didn't start with a ban. In 2024, it became the first state in the country to regulate these things instead. Operators had to post warning signs. Daily transaction limits applied. New customers could get a refund.
That's the reasonable middle.
That's the reasonable middle, and Minnesota went there first, on purpose. Scammers worked around every piece of it. So this session, lawmakers stopped trying to make the machine safe and made it illegal. Governor Tim Walz signed it in May. It switched on Saturday.
Give me the size of this.
Nationally, scams run through these kiosks took more than $389 million last year. And where investigators knew the victim's age, people 60 and older accounted for 86% of the money lost. 86%! Put a face to that number. It's the man at the gas station, and it's overwhelmingly the man at the gas station. Close to $1 million was drained from Minnesotans specifically. Minnesota is now the third state to ban these outright after Indiana and Tennessee. And it was bipartisan. Amanda Hemmingson Yeager and Jen McEwen carried it, with Republican co-sponsors including Corrine Housley and Paul Novotny.
Next one, Maine. And I want to push on this one because I read it and my first reaction was that it doesn't do anything.
Say the reaction.
Legislative Document 2176 took effect Wednesday, July 29th. It stops a landlord from handing over a tenant's personal information, identifying details, financial information, immigration status, to harass or intimidate that tenant or force them out of their home. But evicting someone in Maine already requires going through a court, so what's added?
The bill isn't about eviction. That's the whole answer. It's about the step that makes an eviction unnecessary.
Meaning the tenant leaves on their own?
Meaning the tenant leaves on their own and no court ever hears about it. The lever in that situation isn't a filing, it's a phone call. And until Wednesday, Maine law had very little to say about the phone call. Now it does. A subpoena or a judicial warrant still gets an answer, but anything short of that exposes the landlord to damages starting at $1,000. And a tenant who brings a good faith claim is protected from being evicted in retaliation for bringing it.
Fair. I withdraw the objection.
Here's the part I'd hang on to, though. Look at how close this was. It passed the Maine House 76 to 73. Came back around, passed again, 75 to 73. The Senate was 20 to 14. Lead sponsor is Jill Doosan. 3 votes. 3 votes, and on Wednesday it became the law in Maine.
Now hold that number next to Louisiana, because Senate Bill 93 took effect 2 days later on Saturday, and it got there by a completely different road.
What does it do?
District courts in Louisiana now have to set bail no lower than $50,000 for possessing child sexual abuse material and no lower than $100,000 for producing it. Judges can't go below those floors. The law also lets a court hold someone in custody after sentencing when it finds a substantial flight risk or a danger to the community. And it closes off a second try at bail. Someone charged with a firearm offense or a sex offense who's already failed to appear or already had a bond revoked can't be readmitted to bail.
And the votes on that one?
38 to nothing in the Senate, 96 to nothing in the House, 34 to nothing on concurrence. Lead sponsor Beth Mizell, joined by Mark Abraham, Regina Barrow, Valerie Hodges, and John Morris.
So within 72 hours, you've got one law that survived by 3 votes and one that nobody voted against.
And as of this weekend, both are equally in force in their states. The margin got them there. It doesn't follow them once they're on the books.
Both of those roll calls are up on amendment.app, by the way, if you want to see exactly who made up the 3 votes in Maine.
One from Washington.
Thursday morning, July 30th, 9:45, room 430 of the Dirksen Senate Office Building. The Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee held what's called an executive session. That's the meeting where bills get voted up or down rather than talked about. They reported 10 items favorably in a single morning. 10. Pick the ones that matter. 4. Start with Senate Bill 5046. It would bar the Education Department from moving 4 of its offices to other federal agencies: special education, post-secondary education, elementary and secondary education, and Native American education programs.
Is that hypothetical or is it happening?
It's happening. Since May of 2025, the department has signed 14 agreements handing pieces of its work to other agencies. Special education programming went to Health and Human Services. Agreements already in effect on February 1st, 2025 are grandfathered in. Tim Kaine wrote the bill with Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski. 2 of those 3 are Republicans. And Kaine calls the Special Education Office the core of the department.
It was reported with an amendment.
What else came out of that room?
Senate Bill 3589, the RISE Act, reported with a substitute amendment. Here's the gap it's aimed at. A student's individualized education program or their 504 plan stops counting the day they start college. Many schools then demand a brand new evaluation, and the family pays for it out of pocket.
For a disability the school district already documented.
For a disability that's already documented. The RISE Act lists 6 kinds of proof a college taking federal aid would have to accept. Everything from a school district record to a disability documented through military service. It also makes colleges report how many students register for accommodations and how many of them graduate. Jim Banks and Maggie Hassan lead it. And the other 2. Senate Bill 3010, the 21st Century Dyslexia Act, and Senate Bill 3333 from Todd Young and Cory Booker. It doubles the emergency savings account a worker can attach to a 401k to $5,000 and opens it to people who aren't in that plan at all.
A few numbers to land with from this week.
$389 million reported losses last year to scams run through crypto kiosks nationally.
86%. The share of those losses, where the victim's age was known, carried by people 60 and older.
3 votes. Maine's margin, 76 to 73.
10. Gills the Senate Health Committee reported in one Thursday morning.
And 119 to 33. The Massachusetts House vote that started the bill on its way to the governor's desk.
One note on where public attention went this week.
On ResistBot, the campaign that led every single day was about measles. The country has logged 2,318 cases this year, the worst count since the disease was declared eliminated in the year 2000, with researchers saying that elimination status is likely to be lost this fall. Behind it, a hemp deadline in the continuing resolution and a bill to audit the Pentagon.
So where does that leave us?
Go back to the gas station. The phone call that's been going for 2 hours. The bills going in one at a time. The machine that only takes money in and never gives it back.
And as of yesterday,
that machine is illegal in Minnesota, and every one of them has to be off the floor by the end of the year. That's what most of this week was, not 4 states discovering 4 new problems. 4 states switching on a law about a problem that was already there. In Maine, by 3 votes. In Louisiana, by all of them.
For the full text, status, and plain English breakdown of any bill we mentioned today, head to amendment.app.
And if you're getting something out of this, follow the 10th wherever you listen. And leave us a review. It genuinely helps people find the show.
Thanks for listening to the 10th. We'll see you next Sunday.
If they lock the gate, we move as one. If they change the rules,